You know, this building itself, 51 years old this year, and the convention center next door, 30 years. So this is really an inflection point for us as we move forward with a great new partner of ours. We have representatives from Amica that are all here. I'll introduce Ted in a moment, but we have a lot of folks from Amica here. We certainly appreciate their presence. Mayor Lorza, thank you for joining us. Our coaches, Mujanel and Cooley from the Bruins and from PC, respectively. And I want to thank our Board of Commissioners, great representation here today. So thank you all for joining us. This is really the culmination of 6 months of intense, robust process and thorough process getting to this point. It's really an exciting point for us to be here now. It's really time to get amped up as we move forward into a next generation of a name for the buildings, and we're really excited about that. You know, as we began this process 6 months ago, we really weren't sure what the business climate was like post-pandemic, post-COVID as we were coming out. We knew that we were looking for a local partner, a great business with an amazing brand, someone who was committed to this community. And boy,
sorry.
Okay.
Stuff doesn't work.
But boy, could we not be more excited today than to announce our partnership with Amica, one of the great companies of Rhode Island, one of the great partners in the community, with great employees and a great history. And we certainly want to thank you for being here and being part of this going forward. So let me acknowledge some of our guests from Amica. First, we're joined by incoming President and CEO Ted Shallcross, who you'll hear from momentarily, as well as current CEO Bob DiMuccio and COO Ted Murphy. As you may be aware, Bob is retiring after 31 years of service at Amica, and the business community here and all of the communities here know Bob for his leadership, and we want to thank you and wish you well in your retirement. So let me now turn it over to Ted for some comments. Welcome.
No problem. Making sure we can hear you. Go ahead. Thank you, Dan. And thank you to the Rhode Island Convention Center Authority, and good afternoon, everyone. And again, a very warm welcome to Mayor Lorza, Coach Cooley of the Friars, Coach Mujanel of the P. Bruins, Bob DiMuccio, our retiring CEO here at Amica, and everyone in attendance today. I am absolutely thrilled to represent Amica Insurance in celebrating this significant occasion. Amica was founded right here in Providence 115 years ago, and we're honored to add our name to this historic building and see this as a partnership that brings two of the state's longtime institutions together. It's even more special to add the Amica name just before the 50th anniversary of this venue. And we'd be remiss if we didn't mention how greatly we've admired how Dan, his board, and the entire Convention Center team have opened their doors to the state's residents during times of need, most recently during COVID-19. Your focus on providing exceptional service, no matter the occasion, is something that truly resonates with all of us here at Amica. And finally, on a personal note, you're talking to a born and raised Rhode Islander who grew up buying $5 tickets to see the Friars play in the Inbank and Fleet Classics some 35 years ago. You're talking to a born and raised Rhode Islander who played on this very court in the high school state championship basketball game. And my wife said I had to make sure to tell all of you that we lost by 25 points. But still a good memory. And finally now, a Rhode Islander that enjoys making new memories with his family and his kids, watching the Friars, the Providence Bruins, the monster trucks, Disney on Ice, and all the terrific events that come through this venue every single year. So, on behalf of Amica there is no one more excited than I am to be the first one to officially welcome you to the Amica Mutual Pavilion. Let's get amped up. Thank you. I'll turn it back over to Dan.
Thank you, Ted. And you brought back a horrible memory of mine. I told you about this earlier. I too played on this floor. State championship game, ahead by 19 points with over 4 minutes to go. Tied, lost in triple overtime. However, we get the last laugh because I get to work here as the executive director and you get the name on the building. So we're winners in the end. You raised a good point too. I want to thank our team, Larry Lepore, Cheryl Cohen, you're out there somewhere. That team and Bruce Leach, our counsel, for helping us through this process. It has been pretty intense and it has been a wonderful, wonderful experience with Amica going through this, this contract process. It's been great, and I want to thank our team here and your team, Ted, for making it such a smooth transition. I'd like now to introduce the Mayor of Providence, Mayor Alorza. Mayor, thank you for your partnership over the years. You've been a great supporter of our efforts. So.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I want to thank everybody, particularly the entire Amica family. Bob DiMuccio, I want to add my voice to the chorus and just say congratulations and wish you well in the next chapter of your life. But as any great leader, you know, they're the first to say it's not them, it's the entire team. So it's great to see so many folks from Amica here, and I hope every time you drive down 95, you're driving in front of this building, your chest will puff out just a little bit more with pride that your company and your institution is the name and face of this great building. I also want to recognize Ted Shawcross. What a way to jump into the mix. So I know you're going to take the great work that has been done before you and take it yet to another level. And what a great way to start then with this partnership here with the Convention Center Authority. I also want to recognize our two coaches here, Ryan and Ed. Appreciate you guys deeply for everything that you do. And of course, Dan and the entire team here at the Convention Center. So, you know, what this is about, this is more than a name on a building. This is way more than that. You know, as Ted was just mentioning, now we all have intimate memories and experience that we have right here in this building. I remember my dad taking me to my first professional wrestling, the WWF back then, in this building. I remember my first PC game. I remember being so excited when Bruins was announced they were coming to Providence, Rhode Island. And I think I speak for every single child in Rhode Island. They have some intimate connection and relationship to this building. So what better way to celebrate what we're doing in this building and building memories than to have a homegrown name associated and attached to it? I can think of no better sponsor and no better namesake from this building than Amica and our new AMP Stadium. So congratulations to everyone involved. I look forward to not only building new experiences for the next generation, but also making sure that this corporate name, this name of a very deeply invested corporate partner continues to shine in our state, and hopefully we can build up even more pride, not only in employees, but in all of our city residents while here in the city and throughout the state. Congratulations to everyone involved. I guess I got to do the obligatory, I can't wait to get amped up. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. So next I'd like to introduce the new coach of the Providence Bruins, Ryan Muginel. Coach Muginel comes to Providence. He's been here for a couple of years now as the assistant coach, and what a great time to be transitioning as the lead as we celebrate and welcome Amica. So without further ado, Coach Muginel.
Thank you. One, I'm really impressed how everybody said my last name up here. I think you guys say it better than I do. So congrats on that. But amazing time for the Providence Bruins. Amica, obviously an amazing company, homegrown, 115 years. A lot of the same foundations that we talk and preach about with the Bruins is family. And I think, you know, I had breakfast with Jake DeBrus and Jacob Zaboral, who played obviously in Providence, and we shared some memories, and listening to the mayor talk about some of the memories that he had here in this building. You know, the AMP provided tons of memories for these players. It holds a special place in their heart. A lot of our growth has started here, and to build this relationship means a lot, you know, to the Providence Bruins and especially the Boston Bruins. So we're ecstatic to be associated with Amica. The Bruins are. We look forward to packing this place just like the Friars did when they won here. Just a little background story. We were actually stuck out in the parking lot for 2.5 hours. We couldn't get into our building after a tough loss in Springfield. So thanks for that, Coach. But seeing the excitement of the fans after a huge win, because the coach did such a great job that night, it really built a fire in us that we want to win here. We want to win for Providence. And just very proud to be associated with Amica here at the AMP. You guys are stealing my lines, but let's get amped up.
Thanks, Coach. So our next speaker doesn't need much of an introduction, but he is the current Naismith National Coach of the Year. Coach Cooley, I don't think there's an individual personally who can get this place amped up as much as you. So welcome. Appreciate it, Coach.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody, and thanks a lot for having Providence College continue to be the home. This is home for us, and there's so many different connections that are here. It's Rhode Island. Amica, thank you. Thank you so much for, your name is going to be on national television every single time the Friars step out there, as this is one of the most competitive, hardest places in America to play. You absolutely slam dunked everything. And now we will be so amped up in this building, I can still feel the vibrations in this building, the energy that's in this building, and the energy that you guys are bringing to us as a college, as a community, and I can't tell you how excited I am with this alliance and this relationship. I too played on this court for championships, and we won both. Right? We won both. There's something about the AMP and championships that are going to last a long, long time because we have a championship sponsor. We have the prodigal name for Rhode Island, I think, when you have the leadership of Dan and of Larry. Rhode Islander, Rhode Islander, Rhode Islander. Our new athletic director, Rhode Islander. Bum coach, Rhode Islander, right? There's so many different connections. And as I look around this, as we begin to continue to brand our building with the partnership with Learfield and the ever-changing landscape in college athletics, it's so competitive. So we need everybody's help to help us to continue to build our brand at Providence College, to help us to continue to try to reach the pinnacle of winning a national championship, and there's no better place to do it right here at home at the AMP. I'm so excited to say that. I can't wait for everybody to say, I don't want to go in that building because it's too damn hard to win in there. So thank you for the alignment. Thank you for believing in us as a family, because we all are a family. That's what we preach at Providence. It's us, we together, family Friars, and to have Amica as the building, let's go Friars, baby.
Thanks, Coach, and we certainly appreciate your words and enthusiasm as we get going here. At this time, we're going to allow questions of the board up here, if there are any from the press. If there are not, we also will be mingling afterwards around, so if you prefer to to discuss or ask questions on the side, we're more than happy to answer those. But we also have some drinks and some cookies commemorating other commemorative objects in the back, and feel free to look at those and partake in that. So I want to thank everyone for coming here today. Let the era of the AMP begin. Any questions?